You guys ready? Hopefully this won't be too long.
Okay.
I was watching some of the videos at the website and I can't help but noticing how much they talk about power management at Dr. Mark's. They talk about, we have these seminars, they always talk about power management. Here's give an example that you can have a $10,000 car, $20,000 car, but if you don't manage the power correctly, it's just nothing but a $1,000 car. And he gave an example about one team where a TV channel was interviewing them, and the reporter asked, "Well, how fast you go today?" The guy said, "Oh, I went 50 miles an hour." Oh, wow. The reporter asked, "Well, how long did you do that for?" He goes, "About an hour." But then after that, we had to park the car because we didn't have energy. So that emphasizes how much energy management or power management is important. So I came up with some rules of power management. Start off, we're going to cover some topics such as maintaining momentum, keeping it steady, stay alert and look ahead, avoid friction on the road, and avoid large energy and amp usage. So let's talk about momentum first. Momentum is the force or speed of movement of an object. And when we talk about momentum, we also have to talk about inertia, which is the resistance of an object to any change in its state of motion. Okay. Now, have you guys heard about the story about Sir Isaac Newton? And well, the story goes he was sitting under a tree, and this apple fell on his head. So he thought about it, and he came up with the law that an object in motion wants to stay in motion. So once the apple starts falling, it's not going to stop. Okay, it's going to keep going. And also, when it's on the ground, well, it's not going to come back up and hit him again. So once an object is still, then it's going to stay still. So basically, it takes energy to change an object's inertia. Okay, so when we're working with the solar power, it's so important. Energy is so important. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to maintain momentum. Okay, so except for, of course, the obvious, if an animal or a dog gets in the way and we just slam on the brakes. So basically, we want to maintain the momentum of the car. At a traffic light, okay, not a stoplight or a stop sign, but a traffic light, we want to be able to time it so that we avoid stopping. Because when you stop, then you have to put more energy in to get the car rolling again. So you kind of want to time it that way. And also we want to avoid anything that will slow you down. Next topic, keeping it steady. Okay. Now we got to watch out for dips in speed combined with spurts in acceleration or inefficient. So basically, you're going down the road, you're kind of zoned out. All of a sudden, you start to speed up, and you go, "Oh, I'm going too fast." And then you let off the accelerator, and then you accelerate or decelerate too slow. Now you gotta speed up again. Well, that's wasting energy. Okay, so you want to kind of keep everything constant when you're going flat. Okay, we'll kind of talk about that section later on. So you want to watch your speed and your speedometer and your amp usage. Okay, and again, mainly on the flats. Amp usage and speed are similar, but they're not the same. Okay, yesterday we did some runs on the hill. We found out that amps and speed don't really correlate because
What's the amps for 15 miles?
yeah. How fast how many amps were we pulling when we were going up the hill?
200.
200.
That was our max. Our average was like what?
And we're going 15 miles an hour. And normally out there, we're going 23, 25,
20 amps.
and then we're pulling 20 amps. Okay, so there's a lesson there. So basically, amp is king. Amp usage is king. So we want to pay attention to that the most. Okay, now while we're talking about this momentum and stuff, something that's particular to our car and something that Matt and I were talking about way back is to how to get rid of this thing called engine braking. Okay, our solar car is actually direct drive, which means that the motor is always hooked up to the back tire. Okay, so if you let off the accelerator, then what happens is that it drags on the motor. So there's no such thing as coasting or neutral.
Why can't we make it like just one?
That's a good question, and there are many ways to do it. There are some ways to do it, but it will cost us energy. Okay, there's things called the centrifugal clutch. That's what mini bikes use. When you give the gas, there's this little clutch that, as it spins, then the weights expand and then it grabs. Okay, and then there's other things too, but they all cost energy.
So isn't it just the same as braking?
When you let go of the gas or the accelerator,
Because isn't it the same if you just not have anything? If you're using energy anyways to stop it?
if you're going and you intentionally want to slow down, then that's okay. Okay, you
I
can
know
use
I
the
go on
motor.
cruise.
But if you want to coast,
Yeah, without using, but you
so
still
you
do.
really can't. You can't.
Yeah.
The best way to manage it is that,
It's all true.
Wait, so in other words, like, once you take your foot off the accelerator, like, you can't.
it has a braking
You
effect.
you can't coast like you do on the car. You have to keep your foot on the accelerator, or else it'll actually break.
When you're on a car, the car automatically goes to ICU.
Well, kind of. The automatic. If you guys know how to drive a stick shift, okay, you drive a stick shift. When you drive a stick shift, if you let off the gas, you'll feel the car and you'll feel your weight go forward because you're really slowing down.
So you need a rev match.
You need a rev match. I don't know what that is, but if you drive a stick shift, then you kind of know what I'm talking about. In an automatic, when you let go of the gas or the accelerator, it goes into this coasting mode, and you can see that on the radio.
So basically our point is, our car is always going to be here. You
Yes.
can't ever put it
And it's in direct drive. It's like, remember tricycles? When you ride a tricycle, you go real fast, but then when you want to slow down your feet, the wheel makes your feet keep going.
So basically, when you want to coast, you can't ever let go fully of the acceleration. If you want to coast, you have to still keep your foot at the coasting speed. So it's not using any energy, or not much energy, but it's not wasting it.
Yeah, you're not throwing away energy, especially if you don't intend to really stop. Okay? So, the ideal thing is to have a generated braking. We don't have a generated braking, so our energy goes out the door. So our next car will have the generated braking, so that's going to be a big plus.
Whoa,
For some reason,
that's like the galaxy. It's a black hole.
yeah. Look out the bottom.
I know. I clicked it and it's
Yeah, you got it.
So if it doesn't show that, then that means it wasn't getting.
It does that.
I didn't know. Like, I so full. I think that they're having my foot.
Dude, purple drug. That's how they dress it.
Wait, no, that's your
Maybe,
recruit.
but
That's your recruit.
I was talking about like, oh yeah, so you don't have to disconnect all of them. You'll just disconnect from 5 and see if it will. And so if it did, that means it was being disconnected. If it doesn't, then it's still
I think it
No, they didn't matter.
we're going to be reusing this whole.
You still want to use this? You still want to use this? No, I don't. Okay, give me a piece.
So next thing you want to do is make sure that, let's see if I can work this. Sure. Okay. Okay, so as the driver, what you have to make sure is that you stay alert and look ahead. Okay, we kind of have a tendency, we might have a tendency to drive by the hood of the car, which means you just look at the hood and you don't know what's going on way down the road. Because as drivers, we have to pay attention way ahead and we have to look for things like turns, stop signs, traffic lights, pedestrians, cars, and also obstacles. Okay, that way we can plan our maneuvers much better. And we're talking about trying not to hit obstacles. You have to remember is that the solar car is not like our car where we have the front and back wheels right behind each other. You have to remember that the third or back wheel is right in the center.
So,
Okay, so we have to barely.
so you either have to avoid it by going in between the wheel or avoid it.
Try to, if you're good, then
You can turn a little bit and
then you make it go between the front tire and the rear wheel.
Well, but if you turn a little bit, you'll lose energy.
Yeah, yeah, and they don't want to slur, so try to do your best.
The mouse. The mouse, and it's like
the white
all
ball.
red, like flowers.
That's the thing, go next.
Oh.
Okay, so we want to avoid road friction. Okay, go next slide. Okay, we want to avoid bumps, especially the bumps at the by the road. Okay, don't drive by braille. Because those bumpy things cause friction. Okay. Next.
Speedway, the inner lane is so much fun. And I always forgot, and I was like,
Is this really bad too? Because your wheels are kind of rolling over it, so.
Right. So imagine the bumps. What happens if it's a very big bump? It's going to stop you completely. It's a smaller bump as you go down. It lets you go, but it stops you down. Okay. When I used to do a lot of cycling, we go on long rides, and what we would do is we would ride on the strip, okay, the bicycle lane strip, because that's the smoothest part of the road. So we gotta think about that. So lead cars, you gotta look ahead. So if there's any bumpy parts in the road, then you gotta relay that back to the solar car. Okay, next one. Also, water restriction. Okay. If there's water in the road, if you run over it, that's going to slow you down. Okay. Also, next slide. Okay, water. Going back to water again. What can be under the water puddle can also be a pothole. Okay, so if you see water, it might be the beginning of a sinkhole or something. So avoid that stuff. Okay. Okay, we want to avoid large energy usage. Watch your amp dog. Okay, you guys should know that by now. When you take off, you want to accelerate slowly. You want to drive like you have an egg underneath your foot. Okay, so no stop on the gas pedal. Okay. And you want to maybe not use more than about 10 amps, does that sound about right?
Yeah,
About?
I think you two can accelerate faster because you know when you get to the speed you want to be at, you use less energy when you coast at that speed.
What are you doing?
Well, I'm talking about,
Okay.
you know what I'm talking about? What?
Yeah.
So I think it's more worth it to get up to speed a little bit faster because you're still not using that much. So you should get up to
Wait, but like starting the car from like when it stops.
No, but they go really slow. Like they only get up to speed at the last 1/5 of the route.
This is what we get off the lectures from Dr. Marks is that you want to try to not go more than about 10 amps.
Yeah, no, yeah.
There's pros and cons because the faster you get to speed, then you're going to go faster and you're going to go more miles. But then on the other hand, you don't want to waste.
Yeah, but if you go faster, you draw pretty much the same amount that you are when you're
Well, that's
slowly.
only if you have a long stretch of road. During city
Yeah. I'm just saying strategically in this stretch.
I think they're doing.
I think it's just,
Thanks,
it just seems like it's taking a long time because it's like not that long. It was like 3 miles.
Yeah.
Okay, stop signs. Now, if you come to multiple stop signs, okay, you don't need to do jackrabbit starts and stops to get to the next stop sign because you're wasting energy. Okay, so best to slow down. If you do come to a stop sign, it's best to slow down sooner than later. Okay, because you have to stop anyways, and then accelerate slower and faster.
So at a stop sign, is it the fleet car stops and then goes ahead and then slow car stops again?
Yes.
And then the chase goes with the slow car.
Yeah,
You have to stop.
With just the
Penal line.
Okay, so let's apply this, guys. Okay. Applying this. Remember that the shortest line between A and B is going to be, or shortest distance, I should correct that. The shortest distance between point A and B is a straight line. So when you're driving, try to keep a straight line, no weaving. If you can avoid it, close to potholes or something like that, then you gotta avoid them. But remember that. Straightest line, go. When you come around turns, try to cut the corner if you can. Cut corners, okay? And of course, when I tell you to cut corners,
Not sidewalks.
don't go across the sidewalk.
Yeah.
You don't want to cross the lane, but the kind of either come and stay in your lane. You don't want to go in the other car's lane because you may.
What would I do? Control.
You're the one that kept running into the sidewalk. Into the residential.
No, I was trying to be.
Okay, you guys.
Now
Now,
that didn't work out for you.
this is kind of like the anatomy of a turn. Okay, turn you have the inside corner, outside corner, and you have the apex. The apex is basically the geometric center of the turn. Okay, now the most efficient line isn't always going to be necessarily the shortest line. So this inside corner takes less distance, but what happens is that if you follow that inside corner exactly, then you're going to waste a lot of time because you have to go slower because the turn is sharper. Okay, so you kind of lose your momentum. If you go to the outside one, well, basically it's a little bit better than the outside one, but the best one is we have a radius that's larger than all of them. Okay, so by using the road as much as you can, then you can drive a more smooth, arcing type of a turn. Okay, so this is kind of like the sequence where we go through. When you come to a turn, you want to slowly decrease your speed. Remember, you're going to look way fast. You're going to look way down the road. You're going to see the turn. Okay. Plan it. Okay, you can look way ahead and choose your safest line over to the left. Next, you're gonna look for your apex, where you want your apex to be, okay?
Why can't we use, what's the downside of, braking later, but braking harder? You are?
Yeah.
Because because your foot's on the acceleration all the way to the end.
Well, no, I mean, when you decrease your speed slowly.
That's basically closing.
No, because you're
Because
already
what
using
happens is you wasted a lot of energy to get to that point. If you slow down way before, then you're not gonna use
But
it.
I'm saying if you end up being at the same speed at the end of braking and at slowly.
Right? But what
Yeah,
happens
but when
is
you're
that-
slowly cruising, you're not wasting any energy.
But are you wasting energy when you brake?
Yeah,
You're throwing away energy.
yeah. Your momentum is being thrown away.
But you're not wasting energy.
Okay, say that you're going up to the speed.
No, because then what I did was I braked at the end and then I let it off and it's like you're going like 15 into the turn. Is that
No,
different
let's say
than
like
going
if
in?
you roll a ball and you just stop it, instead of just letting it roll all the way to where it was supposed to roll without stopping.
But what if
it's
you-
gonna go further.
But what if you
That's why I'm
threw?
saying if you break
Get
it,
it
that's
this way.
just stop it.
No, but what if you threw the ball faster?
Throw the ball.
I think I understand. Your argument is during the turn you're fine. It's the same, right? And I agree. What their point is as you go into the turn on the straight, you had to expend more energy to keep up your speed than let the engine brake slow you down and then brake, right? So that's the difference. That's what decrease your speed slowly means. Let it coast so that you're not using the energy on the straight to the point in which then you can make the turn.
Oh, that was
Yeah, and then when you come out of the turn, well, you want to pick your spot, go as far right as you can to the left, and then when the car is kind of pointed down the road, almost down the road, then that's where you start to accelerate. Because you really don't want to accelerate when the tires are turned. Because when the tires are turned, basically that adds resistance. Remember, if it's fully turned 90 degrees, it's basically stopping the movement. Now this solar car turning is going to be different than race car driving. Okay? Because race car driving, sometimes what they do is they have their apex down farther. So yes, they're going to accelerate hard into the turn and brake hard, and then they're going to turn for the apex so that they can apply the power right away because they figure they can make it up because they got so much horsepower. But we're the opposite, where we want to save energy. So again, accelerate smoothly and slowly. So, I was trying to talk about this before yesterday, but going up hills. There's a turn that truck drivers use when they come to hills because they're carrying these big giant payloads, and when they come up a hill or go up a hill or see a hill, what they do is they call run for the hills. So basically, what they do is they gradually accelerate before you get to the hill. Okay, when I say gradually, don't kind of stomp on it. We kind of had to do that yesterday because we didn't have much of a runway. But gradually speed up, okay? That way you don't draw a lot of amps trying to get to that speed. So you want to maintain that speed about a third of the way up the hill, okay? And as you go up the hill, you want to kind of go back on the throttle so that you don't draw too many amps. Okay, so we go up the remainder of the hill, so basically at the top of the hill, we're using our inertia to carry it to the crest of the hill, so at the top, we want to kind of be slowly crawling above the hill, or over the hill, and that's the most efficient way to go up the hill. Okay, so what not to do on uphills. What you don't want to do is go halfway up the hill and decide that you have to accelerate, okay? Because as we saw yesterday, when we did that, then we spent a lot of energy when we did that. And we kind of went halfway up the hill and we tried to start again, then we realized our amp draw was much, much higher than if we got that when we started. What we don't want to do is use our heaviest driver when we do a lot of hills, okay? Because
Just swap them out when we get to the top.
Just help Iris do
The
it.
heaviest at the
You're
top.
Iris going hours.
Yeah.
Just put Iris in the car.
Any downhills will put out.
yeah, or the straights. The heavier the car is, probably the better it is on the brake. Okay, because again, because of Newton's law, it stays in, it has to stay in motion. Or it's in motion, it doesn't want to stay in motion. So what we don't want to do too is all of a sudden we're at this big hill and we decide to try to go up it. What we should be doing is stick down the trailer and going up that way. Okay. Another thing to think about too is that if we are going up a hill, okay, the inside corner of a turn is steeper than the outside turn because most turns are going to be banked, okay, and the inside corner is more banked than the outside corner. So if you come to a corner on the hill, then you want to take the outside one. So if we're going downhill, what are some of the strategies? Well, it's going to depend on our batteries. Okay, so if we have a full battery, we want to use what the solar panels can generate. So solar panels can generate the 23 watts. So if we use 23 watts and we're going down the hill and we're going amps, then we might get to go 35 miles an hour. Okay, but we're not using any more than what we can provide. Okay, low batteries, what we might want to do is run lean, okay, meaning not draw a lot of amps, and then use that opportunity to charge up our batteries. And always remember, the higher the speed, then the more frictional forces, more wind resistance, drag, that kind of stuff. And when we start the downhill, we don't want to floor it, but just gradually start. Okay, what you did yesterday, we noticed that when you're going down the hill, you took it very slowly, which means that you didn't use a lot of energy to try to go up. Yes, we noticed that you did that, which is a good thing.
Wait, I went really fast on this.
Yeah, at the top of the hill, you kind of slowly.
Oh yeah, I just let it fall.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, all cars must obey the speed limits. Okay, yellow lights. Yellow means stop, okay? The law. Are you guys with it? No, see. The law says every driver has to stop at a yellow light unless he or she is too close to the intersection to stop safely. Okay, that's what they call the point of no return. That's the point where you see the yellow light, you can't safely stop before you get to the intersection. Okay. Now, how does this apply to us? Solar car and chase car, okay, are considered a unit. They must stay together. Okay, so we come to the light and the lead car goes ahead, but you as a solar car don't think that you can make it. The solar car can stop. Okay, there's no penalty for that. So then the lead car can go ahead and wait for us. Okay, but if the lead car goes and then the solar car goes But when the chase car stays, then that's a penalty. Okay? So communication is very important. Okay? The lead car and solar car, the lead car is going to say, okay, we're coming to a light. It's been green for a long time, so kind of be on the lookout for the yellow light. Okay? And lead car, also got to look at the solar car, how far back it is, can it stop safely? If you clam on your brakes or they kind of on your rear, you think they can stop. So if you don't think they can stop, then you might not try to stop for that light. Okay? And the chase car, make sure that you're far enough away so that you don't rear into the solar car. Okay, so you guys can practice these techniques when you drive. Okay, I was practicing yesterday. Okay, so when you come to, when you're driving, maintain your momentum, drive steady. Okay, try to keep a steady gas pedal. Okay, stay alert, look way ahead, look at the lights, plan those things. Avoid friction on the road, don't run over the bumps, don't go on the side where there's a lot of bumpy areas. Avoid large energy usages. Take off slow, slow down and stop. Turning. Are you doing that, Joyce? Okay. You take off, make sure you slow down. Stopping, practice good stopping, turning. Also going up and down hills. Okay, try like on Temple. Okay, on the way to Mount Sac from my house. Okay, there's a large hill, so you can practice there. Gain, if the light permits, to gain the momentum, and then to go up the hill and slowly let off the gas so that you kind of barely press at the top of the hill. So there's a lot of these things you can practice in your own car, and you don't have to be driving the solar car. Okay, and timing traffic lights. Okay, those are the things. So basically, that's it. Try to play these things. If you guys want a copy of this, we can get a copy of this for you guys. But practice. And even though some of you guys aren't driving, you're going to be in the lead car and you're going to be communicating with the solar cars too. So that's important for you guys too. And to make sure you might be able to drive. Okay, we're done.